Well, I did it, and it only took me 10 years. It is August 1st, 2025. Roughly 10 years after Fallout 4 comes out, I finally beat the game. I finally found the time over the last 3 years playing this game on my PS5, and I was actually getting emotional because it was just so good. The main story, the way I tied it off. I decided to help the railroad, so now I just want to show off some of my stats here. So these are mostly repeating quests. So I still have to do Nuka World and Far Harbor and Vault 88 DLCs, but I believe I've done all the quests in the game except for the Cabot House quest. That one got glitched out, so I couldn't do that quest, so I never went to Parsons Asylum. But anyway, here's all the quests I did. Quite a lot of quests. I think I got all locations. I love this game. Been playing this game for about 3 years on the side, not consistently, but consistently enough. Let's see, what else can I show? Stats. My special, although there's a few armor upgrades. Perks. You can see my perks. Mostly lots of intelligence and strength throughout. Kind of did mostly focused on weapons and charisma. I had so many charisma greatly enhanced the emotional payoff of the main storylines, and I did as much of the Brotherhood quest line and Institute and Railroad without trying to keep them at peace with each other until I absolutely could not anymore. I sort of made peace with spoiler alert, don't watch the rest of the video. I sort of made peace with my son, and then I adopted his synth clone. Very emotional story, just amazing. Some of my stupid... I named my weapons stupid names for some of my favorite weapons here. Look at that. Fully upgraded. My main loadout right now. Let's go over to... Data. Stats. I swear some of these are not accurate. So, like, 577 game days passed. That's crazy. 319 locations. I've cleared pretty much all of these locations at least once, and most of them twice. So I know that that's not accurate. Locations cleared. The game doesn't always like track everything perfectly. Caps found 289 100,000. That sounds accurate. 29,000 caps carried. I collected a lot of junk. Only 100 magazines. I feel like I did more junk collected. That sounds right. Okay. These don't really matter. 55 times addicted. Only 14 bobbleheads. I don't think I found them all, but maybe. A lot of these random stuff I didn't do. Let's look at quests. There you can see quests. That's pretty good, right? Maybe it's possible to do more of these quests without, breaking the other quest lines. But I was trying to play all sides, kind of like New Vegas style. Take it over, do everything myself. I took over the Institute. I was the Institute director. I started Liberty Prime, but ultimately couldn't use them. I had to wipe out the Brotherhood because, well, ethically, of all the factions, my personal opinion, the Railroad is the best choice, the most ethical choice. So then I know that this is not accurate. I have killed probably 10,000 people in this game. That's not accurate because of all of maybe it doesn't count repeating NPCs. I don't know. So people, animals, creatures, robots, synths, turrets, these are not accurate. I've killed so much more than this. Crafting. Weapon mods crafted 463. I feel like there's been way more because I would mass produce and farm and stack and cheese leveling this way by just mining tons of loot everywhere. And that's how I leveled to level... What was my level? Level 100. And yeah, Lots of plants harvested. Crime 631 locks picked. It's not a crime. There's no civilization left. Six. Okay, everyone I murdered deserved it, unless it was an accident, casualty of war for the greater good. You know what I'm saying. I was a good guy in all my decisions. I played a very charismatic himbo brawler, and my character's name was Nailz. And I did every dialogue option I could, every quest I could, every location I could. And here's my supply lines, settlements. Most of the settlements didn't have time to colonize all of them or set up supply lines, but most of them I colonized, and I can prove it. Let me show off my workshops. I don't regret a single second I spent in this game. I do not regret a single second. You can see if you totaled up all the people that I saved, building up the Minutemen forces. It's a couple hundred maybe. Happiness varies, but most of them are above probably a 70% average. But I didn't really work to maintain that. They were autosufficient. That's just how it is. So yeah. What else am I forgetting? So I'm still going to do Nuka World and Far Harbor DLCs, but probably take a long break from this game. I saved the main quest for last, and now it's all done. Oh yeah. So let's check out how much time did I sink in this game. And to top it all off, 11 days, 8 hours, 15 minutes. Yeah. I got to do the math real quick. I need to know what's 24 times 11. I should be able to do that in my head. Plus 8. 272 hours only to do all this? Alright. Now you've been challenged. Can you do this? Is the Sam challenge. Can you beat me? Can you do all this stuff in less than 272 hours? Probably like 170 hours maybe. Or if you know this game, that's so easy to beat. Never mind. That's not a challenge. Dude, you could do. That's because I took my time. I was role-playing in my head and my imagination to make a better game, because that's what Fallout's really about. Man, this game's so inspiring. The main themes. I'm going to have to do a separate analysis for the full review of this game. But this is my first official playthrough. I had an Xbox One 3.5 years ago. I sank 140-ish hours in this game, explored like 1/3 of the locations, was really deep into it, and then my Xbox died. Eventually saved up, bought a PS5, and now I've been playing it for about 3 years, or maybe was it 2.5 years? I don't know. Sank, 272 hours in the game, and I did a lot of grinding, a lot of leveling. My gosh, to get to level 100, I was always freaking saving up food and drug and weapon components and building stuff and just hoarding junk with the this strong back perk, and then just building settlements. And I just had an absolute blast. This is the reason I'm making this video is because I wish there was something I could do to pay it forward to Bethesda. This is the most fun game I've ever played. I had more fun than New Vegas. Don't ask me to choose a favorite Fallout game. It used to be New Vegas. I can't choose it anymore because they're all like, different. They're like my children. I don't have children, but that's what it feels like. You can't pick a favorite. This one is but I can say this one is the most fun, not just of any Fallout game. This is the most fun of any game I've ever had. That just, I don't think it had the best writing, if I'm being brutally honest, as a nerdy, pretentious critic. But what it lacked in depth and emotional nuance for character-driven writing, it made up for with the voice acting and the personality and all those little charms. The sense of humor could have been more edgy, but what it lacked from more traditional Fallout, here I go reviewing the game already, even though I said I wouldn't. It made up for with an unexpected amount of heroism and heart, even more than Fallout 3, which I did not expect. And it feels like the game's canon, if there was one, sort of tries to steer you into being like that theme of restoration, regrowing hope in the wasteland. Almost no matter what you do, if you're as evil as possible, you're still conquering, destroying evil, saving people more or less. There isn't a whole lot of choice of outcomes in a lot of the side quests, but the main quest makes up for that altogether, um, this is like it was like a second life experience. I got so into this single player RPG and got so into the grind. I remember coming home from work from my horrible production job at the time, back when I was employed there, just beat, dropping in this game, and I felt like I was mentally unwinding while the game mechanics were forcing me to stretch intellectually at the same time. And I was always having to be at odds with myself. It was one of the most emotionally satisfying, most fun, intellectual. I heard a review when this game came out that it was substance over style. I couldn't have thought of a bet. I don't remember who said that. I'm ripping that off somebody. Maybe it was GameSpot or something. But damn, that was. I just can't nerd out enough about this game, man. This is the most deep, most satisfying, and it did everything. I saw a lot of Mass Effect inspirations. It did several things with storytelling and player choice and options in the execution of the final quest. So unexpectedly, effortlessly. I mean, not effortlessly. Unexpectedly deep is what I'm failing to say. It was just. There's nothing like that feeling of adrenaline, because I mean there was suspense. I wanted to save everybody, I couldn't. There was unexpected betrayals, and I want to tell a brief story just of all the different memories I have in this freaking highly introspective self-discovery type adventure over the last several years. It's like better to me. This is better than a novel. This is better than anything entertainment related for me personally. Just my personality. There was this NPC um, named Trash Can Carla. And I did deals with Trash Can Carla at my home base where I sent all my NPC allies to in Sanctuary. And I did all their side quests as well. Except Strong. Strong doesn't really have one. Couldn't get max affinity with him. Anyways. And I hated Carla. But over time, she started to grow on me because she would just have the same lines of dialogue over and over again. It was kind of like in Bioshock with, "Welcome to the circuits of values." You know what I'm saying? And then I go into during the Institute quest line. I hack a computer, and there's a list of people that are doing some of the traders that roam the wasteland, like Carla and Doc Weathers, and all these people are selling out some of the settlers, the wasteland settlers, selling them to the Institute, disappearing people, doing unethical scientific experiments on them. And so I was like, well, I need to kill Carla now. Randomly at the Battle of Bunker Hill, Carla happens to be at Bunker Hill and gets shot and gets downed and is about to die by some random synths because she was doing business there. And I thought, and there was this moment where she was about to die, and so I role-played it in my mind as a mercy killing and just shot her in the head because I thought, this is what Nailz would do. This is what my character would do. And it's stuff like that you just can't. It was almost like this game was bewitched with how perfectly certain things, random things happen. It's almost like there was spirits in my. I know I sound like a crazy person. My character was crazy too, but man, like you can't make this stuff up. So there's things like that where everything just goes perfectly. And in one word, the word is satisfying. It's the most satisfying gaming experience I've ever had. I don't know if it'll ever be topped. And a lot of people love to sound pretentious and smart and crap on this game because it lacked a few things that previous Fallouts sort of had. And I think 99% of the time they just wanted to have something to say, and people passed up the gratitude they should have had for how much of a technological marvel it was at the time and still is. So in any case, there's so many memories I have from this game. And just coincidentally, I'm wearing my freaking Nuka-Cola shirt. Yes. So, anyway, I mean, I literally teared up at some of the ending scene when Z131 or whatever says, like, when you're on top of the mass fusion building watching the nuke go off, you're like, he says, like, finally our people are free. And I just unexpectedly started tearing up because of all the work I had to put into these quests and everything my character had to do to save the synths. And then, you know, the sentimentality of adopting the new synth child, it just got to me, dude. This game had so much heart, so much heroism, such a American undertone that was more all about freedom and just in the context and, you know, Boston. And it really lives up to everything I love about gaming, America, humanity, and optimism. So anyway, that was my Fallout Fallout 4 first playthrough.